Hey guys, so this is my first hair tutorial. I'm going to show you how I get this look, which is a, voluminous, sexy, curly kind of just hair. I don't know what to call it exactly, but it's something I've worn in a lot of my videos that people were like, oh my god, can you do a hair tutorial? And I was kind of like, I don't know how to do it. And it's a long video, so I apologize, but it's really detailed and I tell you how I do everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this and thanks for watching. This is what you're going to need. The first one of which is Big Sexy Hair's Root Pump Plus. You don't need this exact one. An all-over volumizing mousse will also work. The point is, when your hair is wet, you want to put something in it that will help give it volume later on and just a little bit of extra body and volume. I prefer this because it's pretty awesome. There's just a nozzle and you spray it in just right at your root, like right there, and it adds body from the root but doesn't really weigh down your hair. So if you are the type of person who has a hard time holding a lot of curl over a long period of time, or your hair just kind of products build up quickly and it kind of can feel greasy, something like this is awesome because you're not actually putting product on your ends. And also for this look, we kind of don't want our ends to be that curled. We want the body to be at the root and the ends just have a nice little wave. So I washed my hair yesterday. Now this isn't really ideal. If I had to do it perfectly, I would wash it, maybe the morning before, and when it's wet, you put in this, and then you can just let it air dry. You can blow dry it with your hair upside down, just to give it volume. It doesn't really matter how you blow dry it, just as long as you put something in it. The extra volume from blow drying your hair upside down will help, but you'll see, because we're going to use hot rollers, that you're not really going to need it. Then the next two things that I use are hairsprays. One of them is a volume hairspray by Kenra. This is my absolute favorite hairspray ever. This is going to be for your hair after and before you put the rollers on to give it a little bit of extra hold. And the other one is Bedhead's Hard Head Hairspray. This is a really firm hold hairspray. Like, you could probably hold a mohawk up with this stuff, but I love to use this for my curls in my extensions, which I'll show you in a little bit. So this is really helpful. If you don't have this, you can use one hairspray for all over, but this is just how I do it. So the next thing that you're going to need are roller sets. My favorite ones are by Conair. This one, which I lost one of them, but that's okay, is a jumbo roller set. They look like this. They're kind of velour on them, and they heat up very quickly, like probably 5 minutes, and you're ready to go. There's a little indicator light on one of them that is red normally but turns white once it's warmed up. So these have been on for a while and they're ready to go. So the first thing that I do, and honestly, just brush your hair once before you start, and then you really shouldn't be brushing your hair too much. It's all going to be your fingers. So what I do is I give it a light misting of Kenra, just all over the top. Just mist it around. And you can kind of flip your hair. Sorry, I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but kind of flip your hair and just mist it on top. Just like that, just to give it a little bit of product. We're going to put more on later, so you don't want to get too much of this in. I'm going to start from the front of my head. So get your part where you want it. I already have it kind of set in. Take a small section, because this is going to be your bangs. These are going to be the ones that come over here, and they're going to look really pretty, and you want them small. And you want to really pull them. Here, I'm going to put this. You want to really pull this away from your forehead. So I don't know if you can see that angle, but like that. And then you want to put the roller in, wrap this around, and roll it towards the front. Okay? So like that. So when it's sitting on your head, it should be up here. You don't want it sitting on your forehead. You want it up and off, because that'll help give you more body. So I start here, and then I move backwards. So I do one right behind it. And keep your sections as small as possible, and try to keep them narrow, meaning like this. Like, you don't want it to go too far back. You wouldn't want to grab more than that. Just keep them flat. And do the same thing, but then in this time you're going to pull it forward and roll it backwards towards the back of your head, because at this point, past your bangs, you want everything to kind of sweep back. And I'm just going to do that over the entire top of my head, Now my second roller set is by Conair also. It looks very similar. Looks like this. And if you didn't know any better, like I didn't when I bought it, you might think it has the same type of, you know, pins, but it actually doesn't. And this one has 4 in the middle that are slightly larger than the regular. The purple ones are exactly the same as the ones I have in my hair. These 4 in the middle are larger. And this has been heating up, so it's totally ready to go. You just do this the exact same way. Just roll it. And then you take one of these, and you want to angle it as high as you can into your scalp and just clip it, and then it will stay like that. So I'm just going to finish up my head doing this, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so while we have our hair up in these rollers, which we're going to need to leave it for at least like 20 minutes until these cool down. If you don't have that much time, you can take them out early, but you're really going to get the best hold if you wait until they actually cool all the way down before you take them out. And you can just feel when they're cool, you'll know. But the next step is going to be involving fake hair. Well, it's real human hair, but it's not really my hair, so fake in that sense. This is a set of tresses which are clip-in extensions. Now there's 4 single ones like this, which are basically this wide, just one clip wide. And these are 18-inch tresses that I've cut a little bit just to blend in with my hair better. And then there's 4 pieces of varying lengths that are like this, that go along the back of your head. I got these tresses at Pure Beauty, but you can find comparable ones a lot of places. I know like places like Sally's Beauty Supply or different companies sell them. You can buy them online. They're really simple. Just to get a good color match, I would buy them in person. For now, what we're going to do is curl them. And I just washed these. They have nothing in them. And that's the great thing about human hair extensions, clip-in extensions, is you can wash them, style them. They last forever. I've had these like 2 years, so they're pretty awesome. They do start to thin out a little bit just as like hair gets lost because, you know, when you brush them or anything, hair's going to fall out a little bit, but they'll still work, and they work great when you curl them. So we want these to be curlier than the hair on the top of our head. The reason being, we want these to have a lot more body, and they're going to blend a lot better. If you think about the way curly hair usually looks, or not curly hair, but when people curl their hair, the curls fall towards the bottom, and then the top of your hair is more just like voluminous and wavy, but the actual ringlets are just at the bottom. So we want these to be really ringlety, and they're going to blend right in. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a Conair Infinity 1.5 inch, I believe, barrel curling iron. Now I have this in the plastic sleeve, which is awesome, which I love because not a lot of ones come with these anymore. But it has heat settings. I have it on the highest one, which is 395 at the top. And I would recommend doing that because you're going to get the best curl out of it. And since it's not your hair, as long as you generally treat it well, you can use that high of a heat setting. But what we're going to do is I'm just taking all 4 of the individual ones at the same time, and I'm just going to basically curl them like I would normal hair. Take the curling iron, run it to the bottom of the hair, pull it around like that, pull in the ends, and then just curl it up like this. Now the reason I'm using such a big curling iron is because I want a big loose curl. If you want a smaller one, you can use a smaller curling iron. Pretty easy. But I'm just going to do that. I'm going to wait quite a while, maybe like 15-20 seconds, even though it's on the highest heat setting, just because I really want this curl to stay. And then, without burning myself, sorry, I'm basically going to gently take it off until I have it just like this. This is when I'm going to use the hard head. I'm basically going to like shellac this little ringlet with the hard head. This is still really hot in my hand, so it should still be hot, but I'm going to put a ton of this. This hairspray is really firm holding. You can use any just hard hold hairspray. And so I'm going to set this down somewhere just in a little circle like this, just down on my desk or counter or whatever, and wait for it to cool, and by the time you put it in, it'll be totally cool, and the hairspray will have helped it really hold in that curl. So I'm just going to keep on doing that with all of these extensions. For the ones that are like this, the way I curl them is I fold it over once, I fold it over again at the top. So you get one line like this, and then I just curl this in one curl. It's very easy. So I'm going to finish that and then wait for my hair to cool down, and then I'll come back and show you how I put these in. Okay, so we've waited, 15, 20 minutes, and now they're pretty much cooled down. So I'm just going to take them out, and I'm going to take out my whole head, and I'll be right back. When you've taken down maybe half of your hair, just take your Kenra or your whatever hairspray you're using, and just lightly spritz that over, just so you layer that part of your hair with hairspray to give it a little more hold. Okay, so I just took it down. I haven't touched it with my hands or anything, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it really quickly with Kenra. And we'll flip my hair upside down. Spray it some more, but not too much, just enough. What we're going to do now is we're going to start putting in our extensions. So you're going to need like an alligator clip or a hair tie or whatever. And you want to start by sectioning just at the nape of your neck. So there's going to be 4 long panels going up the back of your head. The top one you want just at the top part right before your head kind of peeks over, and the bottom one you want, if you feel up your neck, you'll see there's like a nape of the neck, like a little point at which your skull starts like poke out a little bit. You want it to rest right on top of that. So right where your skull starts to come out, that's where you want the first one to go. So I'm just gonna put them in. If anybody wants a more detailed tutorial on putting these in, I could do that also if somebody's interested, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to put them in and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so this is my hair right after I've put all of them in. It's like this. Okay? Basically, that's all you have to do. You can see like the top of my hair is voluminous, and then the curls on the bottom kind of just blend in super well because they start up where the clips are and they just add wave, and they blend in really naturally with your natural hair as long as you keep the top of your hair a little bit more soft and wavy. So this is the look I've been doing in like my videos. It's my favorite kind of going out look. A lot of times I'll do the hot rollers and just skip the curls on the bottom, but when I want to be like ultra glamorous and sexy, I'll do these curls on the bottom. And like I said, don't brush anything. If you want, just kind of run your hands over the top of your head to smooth out where those rollers were, but as for like the bottom and the curls and everything, just leave them as is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And you can see how shiny those like rollers kind of made my hair too. I love that effect. And if you put the clips in and everything right, you shouldn't have to worry about anything for the whole night, and nobody will know. So yeah, that's my first hair tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any other questions or anything, because I kind of went over a lot of stuff quickly because I wanted to show you how I do the overall look, just let me know. And yep, this is it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you all soon.